experienced as you are, this is a great time to celebrate. So I want you to stand up and high five 5 people around you just because you're here. So what I want you to do is put your hands straight out in front of you, if you would. And what I want you to do is to clasp your hands together, okay? Notice which thumb you naturally put on top. Now put your hands apart. This time put your opposite thumb on top. How does that feel? Awkward, isn't it? When you go against your natural tendencies, whether it's a left brain tendency or right brain tendency, you struggle. When you work with your natural abilities, your natural way of doing things, life is so much easier. I say before you criticize someone, you should walk a mile in their shoes. That way when you criticize them, you're a mile away from them and you have their shoes. Let's keep that in mind. The 90-10 rule. You focus on the top 10 of everything in your life. The top 10 people. Don't you hang out with people? I just met someone last Friday, it reminds me of this, that you just spend a few minutes with them and it's like they suck the life right out of you. As they are. I mean, I go by Disneyland, I say to myself, isn't Disneyland just a people trap operated by a mouse? If the number 2 pencil is so popular, why is it still called the number 2 pencil? Because life is mostly maintenance. About 85% of your life is just maintaining things, getting things done that you have to get done so you don't get fired, you don't get divorced, and worse. The San Diego Chargers 2 years ago were 14-2. 14 wins, 2 losses. And one of the reporters asked the coach, Marty Schottenheimer, how do your players deal with a loss? And he said, it's the same as we deal with a win. No matter what happens, win or lose, at midnight, you have to let it go and start focusing on the next game. So you have to figure out your parameters. But once you figure out what the right thing is to do and you base your decisions on it, a lot less stress. Trust me on that. If you can find a way to decide what you want out of your life and capture that, either by tearing out pictures and pasting them on a board, a visual representation, making a list of the things you want, finding an object that you put on your desk. Someone asked Stephen King, how do you write such gross stuff? He said, well, I have the heart of a small child, and I keep it in a glass jar on my desk. This water represents a typical day. I don't know if you knew this, but 86,400 seconds. This cup I'm pouring it into is kind of that void that the time goes into. At the end of the day, you're like, where did the day go? It's almost like magic. How the time, it just disappears. If you take these principles, each one of them, and you take at least just one of them, I'm tearing them up to make a point, and you use them and apply them. You nervous? You should be. It's like magic will happen. If you can use just one of these things in your personal life, what will happen, the result will be, you'll be more relaxed, focused, productive, and decisive.